It's a very important moment to be here and share this. E para mim é muito melhor, porque eu estou na minha terra com a minha gente. Eu saí daqui há 20 anos atrás, quando ninguém falava de meio ambiente. Thank you. Então, antes da gente começar, eu quero saber quem é que está aqui. Who is here? Who is a student? Who is still in high school and junior high? High school, junior high. You're not in junior high, Mark. You're in university. You're old enough. High school, junior high. How many? How many? Okay. Who is in university? Mark, your chance. Okay. Cool. Anybody on the private business, private sector here? Private sector. Okay. Public, government. Anybody in government? Oh. Okay. Anybody waste speakers? No? Anybody from other country, apart from Brazil? Where? Onde? Não escutei nada. What? Você é de outro país? Daqui. Anybody from another country? South America, Latin America? Portugal. Hi. Cool. Okay. So it's a good mix. We are very, very excited. So I'm going to tell you briefly about education outreach, our experience. I have many, many years of work in education and in the city of San Diego with environment, all the things that we have done and things that I've learned and some ideas for you, because what we do there will not apply here. You're going to have to find your own system. So let's go. It is a good moment. Everybody's talking about environment. Like I said, 20 years ago, nobody talked about that. Now is the must in the conversation. You know, you have to talk about it. On the left side there, you have SeaWorld. We have SeaWorld in San Diego, and one of their shows, they incorporate recycling. So they have the dog coming and recycle its bone. And it's a show for everybody around the world. So they are showing how important it is to recycle. And when people tell me, no, they would never recycle, I said, a dog can do it. Why can't you? So everybody's trainable. The other slide is really cool and it's real. It's reality. It's not. It's true. If anybody here works in a condominium, understand. This is a picture from a condo complex in Utah. And the realtor, when the tenant moved out, when the realtor went in, it was filled of empty cans of Miller Lite. This is after they clean up. They couldn't get in. The guy was a tenant for 8 years, very quiet, well-behaved, and he left the place like this. He had like a little hallway that he'd walk around. So if somebody tells me that people don't want to recycle, I tell them, yes, they do. They just don't have the opportunity. So this is the property manager's fault for not offering opportunity for them. So we are in a good moment. Now, education. We got to know why, who, how. And you got to understand the different campaign, different values, you're going to touch different people. So universal language, use pictures, pictures and pictures. Last word, more pictures. Pictures help a lot. Goals. Your goals are to inform, to educate, to change and create new habits, to change the culture. It's not just automatic. You need to have people understanding what they're doing. Participation and compliance. I was going to put a picture of a goal from Spain or maybe Netherlands, but I thought people wouldn't take it well since we lost the World Cup. So I put Pelé, that speaks highly for everybody except the Argentinians, when Maradona still denied Pelé's existence. So Pelé is a good goal. We got it right. So that's what we need to aim properly. We need to see exactly what we want and then design our education outreach for that. The 5 key groups that we have to look in our society, in our community: learning institutions, schools, universities, major partners on that. Business, government, media, and community organizations. You can't just do one of them, all of them together. Without them, you won't work. Like I said, recycling, we work in San Diego like recycling at work, at play, and at home. And those are the groups that will involve everything. They have to be involved. You have to reach out for all of them. So to help you out, you can't do everything on your own, and none of us have budget for that. So you got to look in the group, in their community, who are your partners? What is the composition? What is the characterization of your community? Like San Diego, for instance, we have a very heavy military component, so we have to work with them. Biotech, and here in Santa Catarina, tourism, work with that industry. Now you have other industries in Santa Catarina, in Brazil, my God, so many things. So look, who are they? Connect with them. Use them as partners. Use them as a resource, money and vehicle to spread the word. They are important. Involve them. Once they're involved, once they are part of it, they take ownership on your message. So the message starts to really happen. Know your target. Depends who you talk to, depends how you're going to talk to them. So different levels of culture, social, economical, education level, religion, different beliefs, how you're going to approach them too, it's important. Particular interests. Some people come to the environmental field for different reasons. Some people because they love animals, because they love nature, because it's affecting their business, they do tourism and the water is being polluted. It depends on what they want. So start with that. That's the hope for each kind of group. Outreach levels, you can do national, state, country, citywide, and you can do for specific communities. It depends on what you want to do, how you go, your budget. I don't know how many of you are old enough, like I am, that in Brazil we had a campaign that was Sugismundo. Remember? Sugismundo. I grew up in a time in Brazil that it was okay to throw trash on the ground. You had some trash cans here and there, but there was no penalty, no shame to do that. And the government created a campaign that was Sugismundo. Was that guy with flies flying around, he was all dirty, and became a good slang. You would refer to each other like, oh, you're Sugismundo, because you know something. It was funny, it was a good joke, it was a good way to play guilty on people and have them participate in the campaign and throw their trash on the trash cans. So that was an enormous successful campaign in Brazil. Now identify your targets. If you like animals, this is how you go. On the left, you can see that it's horrible. But if you want a leather coat, you're going to have to kill animals, right? So that they're babies. Those are our babies. If you have something like that, shocking. You can't play that with anybody. It can be offensive. But depends who you are, this is going to make them think. The second one, again for animals, you wear fur coat. So the mother is a large size. The little baby is a small size. Can you live with yourself if you do that? So it's not a good thing. The other one is more broadened. Nature doesn't come up. You can kill the wildlife. Now identify your targets. If you like animals, this is how you go. On the left, you can see that it's horrible. But if you want a leather coat, you're going to have to kill animals, right? So they're their babies. Those are our babies. If you have something like that, shocking. You can play that with anybody. It can be offensive. But depends who you are, this is going to make them think. The second one, again for animals, you wear fur coat. So the mother is a large size. The little baby is a small size. Can you live with yourself if you do that? So it's not a good thing. The other one is more broadened. Nature doesn't come up. You can't kill the wildlife and expect it to grow up from nothing, come up back to life from the trash that we put in the environment. So those are very powerful images and might be what you need, but can you do it to everyone? Probably not. Now for the romantics. On the right side, you can tell about global warming. Our underwears were really, really big. Now they almost don't exist. So global warming, right? We need to cool down. Now, I cannot use that picture when I represent the city of San Diego in a presentation. It's not acceptable. It's very risque. I can do that. I can do it in Brazil. I cannot do there. So I have to know where I use it. The other one, for those of you who don't know Rio, you know the Christ is way above sea level. Now where it is, you're taking a boat ride around it. Another one is you gotta play with the people's feelings. If you are very patriotic, you wanna recycle, you wanna maintain the resources in your country. You don't wanna give it to anybody else. So you're gonna recycle so you don't have to trade with other countries. You wanna be powerful. Not because you care about the environment or anything else, you just care about being powerful. Fine, it works, but let's start it this way. Then the people that care about themselves. So you damage the environment, look how you're going to look like. You don't know what you're eating. You don't know the fish or the pesticides that you put inside your body. You're going to mutate. You all know about the frogs that have 3 legs now, right? That can be us in the future. So maybe for that group, that will work. The other one about the lungs. We are killing the forest. Brazil, it's pretty bad on that. It's the lung of the world, so play with that. Know your target. Know how to get their attention. Their guilt. The right side is an experience that they did in the hotel. When you go to a hotel now, they have a sign that say, if you don't want your towel to be washed, just leave it hanging and we won't wash it so we save water. Some hotels, they did a test that they said, if you don't want it, help us save the environment. The second one said, join our guests here, help the environment, don't wash your towels. The third one said, approximately 75% of people that stay in this room didn't ask us to wash their towels, join them. The results was that the last one was the best, had 25% better results, showing that if you tell people that the community is already doing, they tend to follow. Better than tell them, only 10% of people are recycling, please help. Instead, if you say, lots of people are already recycling, come join us. So it's a different thing. The other one is from San Diego. Okay, this is San Marcos, is one of the cities around San Diego. This professor is brilliant. He's a psychologist. And he did a study. He went in the community to ask people to decrease energy. So instead of using air conditioning, use your fan. And he hang in everybody's door saying, you know, please use your fan instead of air conditioning. So if you do that, you could save, supposedly, to $10 a month. The other group, he put it, if you do that, you're going to prevent releasing greenhouse gas emission in the atmosphere. The third group, he said, it's the right thing to do. It's socially responsible. And the last one, he said, 77% of your neighbors are already doing. Join us. The first three options, only 3% of people do it, join them, and they dropped after a while. The last option, 10% of people join them, and they cap the behavior. So guilt is important. Positive reinforcement, saying the good thing that the group's doing, because people want to belong. They want to join it. Make it fun. I don't know if they have in Brazil, but if they don't, they should start a green drink association. We have it everywhere. They have, like you see there, Israel, okay, where are you? Israel, Bogota, this is Indonesia, thank you. So you have it everywhere. The one in here is São Paulo. So people get together once a month, just for a happy hour, and they're all people that like environment, and they network, they talk about the issues, and that helps with the social life too. And so it's fun. Make it fun. The top one, the Conversation Cafe, started in Seattle. A girl that was passionate about environment started email friends and let's meet at this coffee shop and talk about recycling or environmental issues. And it became bigger and bigger. It's all over the United States there. You have those cafe meetings. Let's do that. It's social, it's fun, and does the trick for the network. Mascots. I just saw the Recyclade. What was the name of the lady that was Recyclade? The one that was performing here before. So you have somebody that has an image of that. When I was here, having a mascot wasn't really a cool thing to do. I don't know if it changed. But for us in San Diego, for instance, works, that's the blue bin. The blue bin is the one that we have for curbside recycling. So we have the Bonita blue bin in the events, and especially with kids. And attracts people. It's fun. They come talk to her. The other one that we have is the Can Man. So they go to all the events, especially events. They go to community booths. They go to schools, and people identify with them. So have it at schools and put it on your flyers, posters. Create a brand. Community booth. Be everywhere you can. Have a table, flyers, photos. Have a game that you can play with them. Be there. Talk to people. Make it a one-on-one as much as you possible can, because that will give you a lot more leverage on your message. We do at schools, we have different programs. This is for 4th to 6th grade. We go with the Enviro School. So we have a big trailer that has computers inside. We go in and we set up different stations. One where the kids learn how to make paper. And they make their paper and understand that that's a resource. Another one that they learn about compost. We have the compost, we have the bugs, the worms, and let them play with it and don't be disgusted by it. Understand the importance. And the other one, we have the computer lab. Now everything has to be computer. So instead of us talking to them, we give them questions and tell them to go to the internet and check for that. It's all monitored. They cannot go to any bad site, but they can look and they can come with a response. We also have Dr. Zoolittle. Remember the movie Dr. Doolittle? That he talked to the animals. The San Diego Zoo has Dr. Doolittle that talks to the kids about the importance to preserve the environment, the habitat for the animals. And sometimes we do presentations about compost, and he calls himself Dr. Poop Little, so compost, organic poop. So it makes fun. The kids understand that. We take the kids to the landfill, on your right there. We take them to the landfill, to the hole. But before that, we take them to several stages. So where they can dispose the hazard waste, recycle, donate, where they can dispose the green and food waste, and finally the landfill. So they can see it, what's happening, what the trash is going, where it could be going. They can smell it, they don't like it. So they learn from that. It's very important to see, very important to experience that. Campaigns, be careful. One of the campaigns that we had in the state in California, stand for less. Less what? Less quality, less hope, less life, less fun. They were not clear. And it became like a funny thing. Make fun of it. It wasn't clear. So we use it in California. We use it in San Diego, but we clarify. We added what we want them to stand for. Less of what? Less package, less paper, less waste. So be careful with your message. It can be that broadened. This is an incredible message, Make a Difference campaign. We did with the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, which is the environmental coordination legislature, government regulator of environment in the United States. And I worked with them creating the Make a Difference campaign. We hosted in San Diego. We had kids. We did a forum for them to discuss environment. And then we create lesson plans, several lesson plans for teachers from elementary school to high school on how they could insert environmental topics in their classes, any kind of classes, math, science, Portuguese, language, doesn't matter which one. But we had that, and we help them, we promote, we create booklets for the kids, and they can all be downloaded. You can look at them at the website for the EPA. Another interesting campaign, essential living. What is essential to live? Oxygen, water, clean stuff, you would think. You would think that this campaign is something about the environment, like it's essential to live if you save the rainforest. But that was a very clever campaign to save the plastic bag. That was a campaign from the plastic industry to save the plastic bag, which we're trying to fight tooth and nail to eliminate from our lives. So they twist it. They make it sound like you can't live with a plastic bag. And it's not. Be careful. But know when you are doing your campaign, know how to use it at your favor, in your favor. Another one, global warming is a waste. It is a waste of time, of the environment, of everything that you can think of, life. So recycle. That's a good one. That tells you what's the message, what's the consequence, and what you can do. We did at the city of San Diego. The other one is a campaign teaser. We did that. We put on billboards all over the city, just the word, or else, sinon. Or else what? Nobody knew. People were talking about it, trying to figure out, and then we launched the rest of the campaign. That's a very, very aggressive campaign. It threats you. I hate with passion. Don't threaten me. I don't like it. But it worked for some people. So it tells you specific consequences in each community in San Diego, like La Jolla Shores, which is a beach. That's how it's going to end up, with the trash on the beach. So we talk about each one of the communities and what would happen if they didn't take care of their environment and recycle. Then the second part of the campaign, I like it better. It tells you no matter how you are, how you live your life, we all have something in common, our environment. We all can agree that we can recycle, that we should recycle. So, did I put this in front of you? Are you okay? So I like that one. That was fun. That wasn't a threat campaign. Then the last part of this campaign, it was a lot more clever, like think out of the box, recycle. So it was more sophisticated. We have bumper stickers and signs on our collection trucks telling about recycling. We use our authorities. It's an opportunity for them to go give awards, present recycling to everybody. They like it. We give awards to business and to residential, to condos with their recycle well. We have our signs, and we make it convenient. So it's already on the website. It's an award program. They can add their logos, their address. They can do everything. It's easier. It's already there. So help people with their outreach. That's a different kind of program. This one is in England. They say, yes, please recycle this. No, please don't recycle this. In San Diego, we do the opposite. We just say no and yes. It's a different culture. In England, the police doesn't have a gun. So they can say yes, please, no, please, and people follow. We can do that in San Diego or in the United States for that matter. Don't forget the kids. We have in our website several games and activities for kids that they can go in the website, play with it. You can print and you can use it. So have it accessible for all ages. And it seems like a monster task, but it can be done. This is the first step. You're facing it. Now you're going to find a way to overcome. It's huge. It's enormous. But once the ball starts rolling, it gets easier. And you see other opportunities. And you get a lot of awards from having that. So don't give up. Create your own system. Don't look at ours like it's good for you. But it can be done. And let's make Brazil the big environmental potential and leader that can be. Thank you very much.